Hi everyone, Macsen here. Welcome back to my Stellaris Let's Play, playing with the Miseleon Independent New Territories on hard difficulty. At the end of the last video, I left myself with a very hard decision whether or not I was going to go to war against the Vhemm hegemony. I'm still intending on doing so, and I've actually figured out the peace deal that I'm going to try and aim towards, which you can see here. It's not really under the best of circumstances. They're basically recovering their strength after the war against the nation here, the Jesinax, and also the boss Tuxica. I've also realized as well, since the end of the last video, they actually have some help. They actually vassalize what remains of the Jesinax, which I hadn't realized. And they also have a defensive pact with the Tebran Dominion, which is a empire down here that has 6 planets and not that strong now. So all of that together is putting me off even more from doing this, but I'm still going to go through with it. But I really need to wait until I've upgraded this fleet, so I think I'm going to, wait a tiny bit longer. Hopefully I can get that done within half a year to a year, and then try and achieve this peace deal. It's quite hard to figure out which bits of them to go after. I'm basically going to be separating a nation of 7 systems in effect on the western side. I'm currently rivaled with the Mesh Ben. I think I should drop that rivalry. The main reason I rivaled them was to get on good terms with the Vhemm. So I need to rival someone else probably, which I haven't figured out who I want to do yet. I've got my armies to move nearer to the front line, so I'm going to be doing that now, taking a minute out to do that. Apart from that though, I've upgraded all my build lists, and yeah, I'm ready to get going pretty much. Right, so I'm going to do my armies and then get going.
Situation log updated.
Okay, so we've got a new ruler. So who is it? A Bogler. Hopefully that's the same guy as before. The influence. Let's have a look. We've re-elected. Yeah, brilliant. So deep connections trait. Okay. Let's check to see if we've got any rulers, free leaders that I shouldn't have. It looks like I do, so I'm going to sack those. Seems that bug's still in place. I didn't actually mention last video as well, I've been playing with the 1.23 patch in that previous video, and of course now. There has been some small fixes, but there's nothing much really to mention that I can really remember actually. That's particularly interesting. All amazing changes going to come in the 1.3 patch later this month, I believe. Let's dismiss that guy and also dismiss him. I'm going to take advantage of the bug. I think I have 7 scientists, is it now? Right, so what's going on? The upgrade, we're up to 47%, but
System survey complete.
yeah, it's getting done, but I've got a bit to go. Gossack is finished. Let's get that to survey there. I've seen about 20k of the Vhemm fleets. They probably have more than that. It's going to be one heck of a war. This is going to be not easy to win, and I could get particularly damaged even if I do win, but I'm going to go for it. Let's move that to there. Money's dropped for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. My fleet should be costing more money actually, because it's better in theory, so it could be that. I don't know how much battleship costs. It's about 8, is it? In naval capacity. I'm certainly making some more of those.
Construction complete.
Okay, I've just remembered something as well. Since we got a new leader, I've actually got a new mandate, of course. I'm nice. I need to get some constructors out to actually go and pick that up, basically. So I'm going to do that now. There's plenty of research down here to pick up, so I got constructors coming down here, and there's one that was destroyed in the capital system as well. Silver finished. The magnate ship, let's make a new one. Upgrading some buildings there as well. Right, so more magnates. Not entirely sure I'm happy with a lot of these designs, but until we get them into combat I won't really be able to see how good they are anyway. Let's get that down.
Construction complete.
Here.
Construction complete.
Maybe I should be making a few stations here and there as well, but having said that, they're crap. So I don't have upgraded tech. Vhemm and Jap have finished something. Right, so I'm going to move that there. Upgrade some science. Okay, and Jap. Fine.
Construction complete.
Jap spaceport. Right, I just got a new colony ship finished in Jap. So, if I can find it, let's bring this down to Desert World. I think there's one here somewhere. That one. Not sure when I'm going to colonize it, but got it ready at least. Okay, I'm losing a bit of money. When I bring my fleet out, I'm going to be losing a lot of money, so I'm going to have to do something about that in a bit. Unemployment, Brachium Prime. Right, let's stick that on money tile there. This one's actually near to being able to turn over, actually. Could do it now, pretty much. Peace between Syndicate and Teberan. It's not good, actually, since I'm going to be at war with Teberan in a second. I'm going to wait until to change rivals until I'm at war, I think. Teberan also make peace with them. 76% we're at too.
Colony established.
Still equivalent with those guys. The Fujao system has been, well, this planet at least has been colonized. Right, let's stick that there. It's got a couple of bad things here. I'm going to want it for science because the engineering bonus, definitely. Let's stick that guy there. Let's get a couple of droids made here. And let's clear that and that. Okay. Probably need to save and reload in a second to figure out if this is all correct.
Construction complete.
Not sure the money is actually. Right. I think I'll do it once that one's done. Okay, research station done. And another one done.
Ships upgraded.
Okay, right, the Robin Knights have been fully upgraded, so up to 50,000. Well, it's about a 25% increase on what they were before with those upgrades. What's my tech up to? I'm well away from getting anything else. Unemployment here. Right, I'm gonna have to build something there. And this, right, I better do it now. This place is, well, I need a tile clearer here, but other than that I can turn it over really. Let's put a power plant there. Research stations are getting done. They're going to group up. Right, this is on the verge of being completed, so what I'm going to do now is group those up, move them out towards the frontier here, and as soon as that's done I'm going to save and load, make sure the money's correct, been updated, and then we're going to go to war basically very soon after. Right, that can come out, so I'm probably going to lose about 100-ish now, I'm guessing. Yeah, I better bring it out. I was thinking about not doing so. It's only minus 68. Oh, there's one ship that actually needs to be upgraded. Better do that. That's the Corvette.
Colony established.
That's done. Right, this colony is done. Excellent. I'm gonna figure you out in a second.
Ships upgraded.
Right, that's upgraded. Let's get this out. Okay, so the money will drop. The game's been saved and loaded, so these numbers should be correct now. And I'm basically ready for war, but I think what I'm going to do is wait until the Robber Knights get to there. My plan is to get into this system as quickly as possible and wipe out that fleet. 50,000 against 11,000. I should have a good chance, basically. I'm a bit worried about the fact that I'm not going to be able to get to half of their territory with my current wormhole range. I assume I can make wormholes within their territory when I'm at war. I don't actually know about that, though. But, yeah, I should be able to take all these territories within these wormhole ranges anyway, which would probably be enough to win the war if I wasn't able to do that. But they could rebuild and cause issues. But that's something to think about in a minute. I've also realised as well in Glidera, I didn't actually have the crew quarters here, so my upkeep wasn't being reduced by as much as I thought it was. So getting rid of that synchronized defenses, which is rubbish. The sector must have rebuilt that over it at some point, and I hadn't realised. Right, so I need to run the clock for a bit. I've also stuck a couple of things in the list here to get done genetically, and updated that colony, so that's what it looks like. Just a couple of droids on. Losing a bit of money, but I can turn over. I got plenty of time to turn over something here. Lucky Pash is
System survey complete.
Battleship done.
Special project complete.
That is finished. Let's get that down to there. Okay, so where are Robber Knights to? Coming up here. My couple of corvettes probably get kicked out as soon as I start the war. Okay.
Construction complete.
What's that? Celis Prime finished something. Okay, my frame rate dipped for a second then, weird. Shouldn't do that. Research mandate fulfilled. Okay, so we got 175 influence. Excellent. Quite nice rewards at the moment for some reason. Okay. I also decided to make a minefield in the Avarice system with one of my constructors. It's not gonna, you know, not much of a defense, but 500 is better than nothing, I guess, if we did need it for some reason. Right, so I'm actually going to have to watch out for their fleets trying to get to my capital at some point. I'm not going to be splitting up the Robber Knights for quite a while. I want to keep my 50k together to make sure I can, you know, do as much damage and take as little damage as possible.
Complete.
That will give me issues with them being able to split up and target things I don't want them targeting. It's probably alright. Research station, done again. Not sure I should have done that one, maybe I should have waited.
Construction complete.
That's within my touch actually, I can pick that up and if I wanted to. Jet Prime finished surface queue. Looks good to me. Are the Robber Knights actually there? Oh, they are, right. So I've been waiting for no reason. Right, let's move them to there. And start this war.
Research complete.
Okay, research completed. Synthetic thought patterns. Edict duration. Well, there's no arid colonizing tech. There's no tile clearers that I wanted. So out of those, that's probably the most useful, but I might want to go for a cheap one. I think I'll just pick the naval capacity. I've got so much money, it's very useful. Right, I am gonna be declaring war. Now, last time I checked these, they were actually receptive, but that's no longer the case. They're going back to wary for some reason. So both of those were available last time, but no longer. So I'm gonna be, I could have gone that route instead of declaring war on them, but I am gonna be declaring war on them, and it's gonna take me a second to add all of these to the list. It took me a while, but I've added in all of the list of planets that I want to liberate. The reason why I'm not taking planets in this war, of course, is because I don't want to cause more of a threat problem, which I did in the last war against Toronto. I want to let it degrade a bit, and liberating will weaken the Vhemm just as much as taking territories would. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. So all of this left-hand side of their empire is going to be liberated, and I probably will protect it, though maybe I shouldn't, and maybe I should hope that the Mesh Ben take it instead, but we'll find out later anyway. Right, completely ready. Let's confirm. Right, so there's a couple of corvettes within the territory that are moved on. There's supposedly wormhole stations that were destroyed. I don't know what that was about. There's something up there, and not sure. That's probably my vassal, is it? Now, diplomacy-wise, I probably should be doing a few things here to, well, repair relations, arguably, and also, well, just repair relations, actually. So then, Narilga, for instance, I don't think I'm going to be able to get into a war against them anytime soon, and I probably don't want to, arguably, either. They have a pact with the Uri nation. So I'm actually, since they have a lot of planets, they could be a potential threat. So I'm actually going to form a non-aggression pact with them. Let's confirm that. So if I do cause a threat at some point, then yeah, better relations will mean that it's not such of an issue. The Mesh Ben I've actually been rivaled with for quite a while, and the only reason I rivaled them was to get good relations with the Vhemm hegemony. And it's not really a good reason to keep this now, so I'm going to end that rivalry. And hopefully relations will improve a bit, but yeah, I'm not sure they're going to improve a lot. Now I could rival a faction now. I'm not sure which one I want to do though. I might want decent terms with the Vhemm after this war, because it'd still be quite strong, so I don't think I'd rival them, although we would get a ton of influence if I were to do so. Rivaling a Ronto might be a good idea. Rivaling a Boss Tuxka might be a good idea. Or I could rival someone over here somewhere to get better relations. But yeah, I'm going to figure it out later. So the key thing I need to do now is move my fleet into attack the Jesinac system, where that 11,000 fleet is currently residing. So I'm going to do that. Hopefully we can wipe out a substantial part of the military armada before, yeah, right at the start of this war. Yeah, it's supposed to be equivalent. They're miles ahead technologically, but it doesn't seem their weapon systems are much better than mine, if at all, actually. If we take a look at, for example, my battleships, their stats, I do 88 damage per day, 1100 shields, 40% armor, 10% evasion. If we take a look at this fleet, their battleships, I have better stats, in my opinion. Whether or not their weapons would be do well against me or not, I guess we'll be finding out. Could do with better anti-missile, anti-torpedo defense, perhaps. Tech-wise, that's the way things are looking. Just when I took a break for a second to figure out what I'm doing, I stuck the modifying Miseleon species in the list. At least I started to genetically modify some, which were some of these ocean-going ones. I'm going to give them these traits. Arguably, I shouldn't really give the rapid breeder ones to planets that are completed, but I don't really want 14 different types of Miseleon, really. I think it's a bit too much. 7 is arguably a bit too much, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. Right, let's get going anyway. I'm going to put it on normal for a second. They've gone missing all of a sudden. That was agreed to. I've really got to figure out who I'm going to be rivaling, but yeah, I'm not going to do it quite yet. I don't know when the time I can declare war on them next. I still need to declare war on them, arguably. I think the Boss Tuxka might be the next war. I want to get that resource.
Incoming transmission.
This is a new feature of the patch, 1.23. So they have changed. They've opened their borders even though we're rivaled, I think, which is interesting. Okay, so that was my war demands. Migration, still declining that. So what do they want off me anyway? They want to give various... Oh no, they just want to liberate some planets on behalf of the Jesinax. The Teberan, they want to liberate a ton. They want to humiliate us. They just want to liberate stuff. They don't want to take anything. That's... yeah, I certainly do not want that to happen. Relative navy strength, we're only +1, so that's how close we are. Well, at least I have an advantage. I assume that's the whole alliance, though. Jesinax probably don't have anything. The Teberan will, but maybe 10k. Perhaps. Right, I've got to really hope now I can take out a big chunk of the fleet. And I've got to keep an eye on things in case they go for one of my spaceports, which wouldn't be good. I want to be making battleships. So at the moment I've got battleships being made in Silver and Lurgy Pash, and I've also got corvettes about to be made in Glideran, but that's it. Maybe I should be making them elsewhere as well to get up this
Hostile
rate.
fleet engaged.
Okay. What's this? They've cancelled that. So I don't know if my battleships are moving much for... Well, the ones with the offensive auras are moving up in front of these other ships. Doesn't look like it so far. Couldn't see a... Right, there's a hostile fleet there. These guys are hyperwarp. So they have to go along a certain route, and I don't know the route, sadly. I haven't got the tactic.
Situation log updated.
Okay, so the spaceport got wiped. But I think they might have moved on.
Hostile fleet detected.
Okay. Where to exactly? Right. Arguably I should be splitting up my fleets here, but let's go and try and take out them. Don't really want to split up my fleets until I've taken out a big chunk of their fleet.
Hostile fleet detected.
There might be a bug in this patch to do with nations repeatedly closing and opening borders. I hope we haven't got that. Right, I saw it in the Paradox's screen.
Hostile fleet detected.
Right, let's... get here if I can. I think I put some troops on that colony. Yeah, in fact, there are troops here I need to move out because they can't... There's too many there, in fact, so let's move them back down to there.
Hostile fleet detected.
Okay, this is starting to look dangerous. Research station was made.
Hostile fleet detected.
What I really don't want them doing is grouping up. Yeah, they got two. Those probably were the fleets that were in the Jesinax system. One of them's moved on. I don't know where to. Looks like they're moving through the Boss Tuxka territory.